Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Now, Kevin Stewart, he's a mentally deficient man. He's an SNP, MSP. Far too many letters, isn't there, in Scotland? You need to sort this out, get something simplified. But anyway, he's also a complete idiot. He's making claims, of course, that Westminster are deliberately trying to turn Scotland into a barren wasteland called North Britain. That's what his claim is. Those are his words, not mine. And he's saying that they're going out of their way to destroy Scotland. Westminster don't need to do anything. Westminster haven't got like a destroy Scotland button on their desks or anything. All they have to do is wait. Scots are doing it to themselves. They keep voting SNP, and every time they do, Scotland gets a little bit worse. If there is any kind of destructive force turning Scotland into a wasteland, it's the SNP. They're the ones raising taxes, driving people out, driving businesses away, destroying its major industry, oil. And yet there he is, he's making this really weird, bizarre attack on Westminster when he needs to be looking far closer to home and in the mirror. He suggests there's been a 300-year-long plot to wipe out the Scottish population. This is the sign of a man who really does need professional psychiatric help. He said, and he was speaking during a Holyrood debate. I mean, this is genuine stuff. He said on The Economy, he said when he claimed Scots would be incredibly stupid to stay in the shameful, unfair union with the rest of the United Kingdom. No, you'd have to be completely stupid if you think you're going to survive without it. He said when Scotland was dragged into the union. He really needs to read his own history books. Scotland begged for the union. Scotland demanded the union. Scotland were desperate to get the union because of all the stupid people in charge of Scotland who invested half the bloody country's wealth into the disaster that was Darien. Dragged into the union. What an absolute bellend Kevin Stewart is. He doesn't even know his own country's history. But he said when he was dragged into the union, he said that the population was just over a fifth of that of England. And now 3 centuries later, it's less than a tenth. Well, what does that tell you, Kevin? It tells you most people want to live in England because Scotland's so bloody awful. No, it doesn't tell you that at all. What it tells you is England was always the bigger country, was always going to attract more people. It was the country that was where the trade was, where the government was. It's where people wanted to be. Scotland is vast. Yes, it's not much smaller than the whole of England itself. England now, not. But of course, a lot of it is unusable in terms of living. You got a whole range of mountains in the middle. It was before roads, very difficult to get round them and so forth. Geographically, it was better in the south of England, of course. Warmer, closer to the continent for trade, etc., etc. There are many reasons. It's certainly not someone sitting there in Whitehall going, ha ha ha, let's take 300 years and destroy Scotland. If they truly wanted to destroy Scotland, it wouldn't have taken 300 years, would it? I mean, this is stupidity of the first water. Now, this guy's an Aberdeen fella, isn't he? And you'd think that surrounded himself by all the oil industry, he'd want to keep that going and keep the people employed. But no, he wants to destroy the oil industry and make them all unemployed and put the whole of the central region of Aberdeenshire into the Middle Ages. But he said that Scotland, the attack on Scotland and its people, is still going on. Yeah, they are. There are political parties out there still destroying Scotland, still determined to make Scotland ever worse. It's his party, of course. It's his party. He says they need new families, new children. Is he calling for mass immigration from the third world again? Again, his party wanting to destroy Scotland and its culture, history and heritage. He wants the Scots replaced with new Scots who don't drink alcohol, new Scots who like particular types of meat that have been halaled, new Scots who have no connection to Scotland whatsoever. And if he thinks this is going to make Scotland better, then the man is both an idiot and a traitor. I would suggest. And what's the answer? He said. What are Westminster doing? They're stopping them coming. Yes, because nobody wants them here, you bellend. He said that the two-child cap. No, this is a laugh. The two-child cap. Imagine banning women from having children. Nobody's banning women. Who is banning women from children? This is complete and utter bollocks. Nobody has banned women from having children. He says, imagine trying to punish people for trying to grow their family. They're not. Anyone is free to have as many children as they can afford. Nobody's banning children. It's not China. We don't have the two-child cap in actual numbers of children, do we? They're just saying that if you want to have more children, you pay for your own children. Seems fair to me. If I want a new car, I don't expect the taxpayer to come out and pay for it. I'm not a politician after all. Hey. He's saying Brexit, saying now young European workers fleeing. Not sure if you're aware about the million-a-year immigration into this country, mate. But hey, you know, everything that comes out of his mouth is the complete opposite of reality. Perhaps someone who is absolutely this dumb shouldn't be an MSP, but should be locked up and treated with something that will let him be sleepy all day. Give him some basket weaving to do, maybe some finger daubs. Keep him happy, because he really hasn't got a clue about, you know, the real world, has he? Not one iota of a clue. But I bet he still get voted in. Bye.